Hi, welcome to our food of the week, and today we're going to be doing foods in the protein group.
Play, play, play along. Come on and play along. Play, play, play along. Come on and play along.
So today's foods are all in the protein group. Now they used to call it the meat group. So the sign for meat, you're going to take your hand and touch this, kind of grab this fleshy part. But there are other foods in this group, but the key thing is they all have protein. So if you remember back from when we did the nutrition week, you can make 2 peas and kind of circle them around like that. This would be protein. And so what is protein for? Remember, it's for the muscles, all of our muscles. So we have our meat group. And meat could be all manner of meats. It could refer to steak. It could refer to meat in a hamburger. It's any kind of meat. But we have different kinds of meat. Now the meat that comes from a cow would be beef. So there's no real ASL sign for beef, but you would sign it B-E-E-F. So you would do it fast, okay? B-E-E-F. B-E-E-F, all right? So that would be beef. And that's the meat that comes from a cow. Or you could have meat that comes from a pig, and that would be pork, P-O-R-K. Now we have we do have some ASL signs for certain foods that come from a pig, and that would be bacon. So you're going to take 2 fingers on each hand and kind of wiggle them, because see how bacon's kind of curvy? Okay, so this would be bacon. Or sausage, because when they make sausage in links, you've got the little chunks of, or sausage links, and separated. So this would be the sign for sausage. Or we could have food that comes from a lamb or a sheep. And to do a sheep, you're going to make one arm here, and you're going to take your shears, like you're cutting the wool off of it, or you would spell it L-A-M-B. Now food that comes from fish, this would be the sign from fish, and this would be all types of fish. If it was a certain fish, you would finger spell it. So it could be a tuna fish, or it could be bass, or it could be catfish. They're all different types of fish. Turkey. Love Thanksgiving, right? So you're going to make a Q hand and underneath your chin and hold it under there and kind of shake it like this, because the turkeys have that little waddle thing that goes underneath their chin. So this would be turkey. Chicken, there's no real ASL or specific ASL sign for chicken. So chicken is a bird. This is bird. But you could, some regional signs, you would do bird and then because they would be pecking the grain off the ground. So this could be another sign for chicken, but basically it's this one. And what do we get from chickens? We get eggs. And you're going to crack the egg. So you tap your fingers and pull them apart, because that's what you do when you crack an egg. Then we also have some shellfish. So lobster, because they have those 2 big claws here, you're going to hold your hands like this and close those fingers. This is lobster. Or crab. You're going to grab, because they have your crab legs like this. So this would be lobster, and this would be crab. Then we also have shrimp, and there's a couple different ways in ASL. Shrimp, because they're a little animal that swims in the water, you would take your pointer finger and you could go this way, or you could go this way. But this would be shrimp. Now there are some proteins that aren't animal-based, and one of them, big group, would be nuts. So it could be a peanut, or a cashew, or an almond, or a Brazil nut, or a hazelnut. If this is a general term for nut, if you want a specific nut, again, you would finger spell it. But then a lot of people's favorite food would be peanut butter. Peanut butter. So you do the sign for nut and butter. Peanut butter. Or it could be cashew butter or almond butter. But then we have this big group of proteins. Now, remember too that nuts, and then we have our lentils and beans. They are not complete proteins. The only complete proteins, there's 23 different amino acids that are really essential. So if you're going to be eating nuts and beans as your main source of protein, you have to have it in combination with other foods. Whole nother lecture. Okay, anyway, so now we have our beans. Again, there's no real sign. We would spell it B-E-A-N-S, or we would spell it for lentils L-E-N-T-I-L-S. And it doesn't really matter what type of bean. It could be a split pea or a kidney bean or a chili bean or a black-eyed pea or a, there's so many different types, but you would finger spell them. Okay, so that's our protein group. So be sure you check out all of our past ones. If you want to review that nutrition one, that's a really good one to give you, like, why are we eating these foods? But we've done fruits and vegetables and breads and cereals, and guess what? Next week is the milk group. So we'll see you next time.
Play, play, play along.